Welcome back to the Shake and Bake podcast. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe as we are posting every week. I'm here at the Hammer. Hammer, how was your weekend of sports?
It was pretty good, led off by that Eagle Giant game on Thursday night.
Let's go to the Eagles and the Giants. That was the first game of the week. Yeah, you want to start us off with the Giants?
No, I just think I had my doubts about Dart throwing him in that early, basically throwing Russell Wilson under the bus so quickly. But I think I'm wrong. I think Dart looks charismatic. He looks talented. He can run. He can throw it. He looks like he's smart. He can read defenses. So the Giants may have hit another home run with a quarterback. And Cameron, probably no one knows Scadabu's first name is Cameron. He's just getting better and better. He blocks, he runs people over, he catches the ball. Those two are going to take over New York.
Dart was a mystery pick because they obviously traded back into the first round to grab him. But watching a lot of college games with him, he was really slinging the ball and dotting people up. But the one flaw I have with him is he doesn't know when to go down and take a slide. Like there's going to be one bad hit and he's going to be done for the season or have a brutal injury. He needs to learn how to slide. But overall, I think Dart had a very good performance over the past couple of weeks. I think he looked great in Scatterboo. There was videos of him just like headbutting like a brick wall with his head. That guy's crazy before a game in college. So he'll run through a wall for anyone, and he's really a polished running back.
No, it's a good draft. It's looking like a good draft for the Giants. To beat the Eagles at home, that's two nice wins at home for the Giants over two good teams. They beat the Chargers, who are a good team, and they beat the Eagles. So the Giants are starting to get some momentum and look like they're a team that you have a tough time beating. And I think they're definitely going in the right direction. I can't say the same about the Jets. I mean, they're two teams going in opposite directions that play in the same stadium.
The Eagles really surprised me because I really thought after losing to the Broncos, like it was a brutal loss for them at home, that they would really bounce back and have a good week, especially with the AJ Brown news that he was unhappy, he wasn't getting the ball, and they had the players only meetings and stuff. I really thought the Eagles would bounce back and destroy Dart with like a Super Bowl caliber defense. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think they'll make the Super Bowl this year. There's a lot of stuff about Jalen Hurts. He's a check down merchant, and they're just not giving Saquon the ball.
Well, I kind of remember last year the Eagles went through kind of a losing streak where they didn't play well, or a quagmire, we could say. And then toward, I guess, three-quarters of the season, they got it going and they killed the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. So you never know with them, but they still have talent. Hearing some things about AJ Brown, he did the same thing in Tennessee. So he's like a whiny baby. So don't be surprised if the Eagles start listening to offers for AJ Brown.
You really think they're going to trade him?
I think if they get the right deal, I mean, if he's a cancer in the locker room, I mean, I would listen to offers. And if other players like Barkley or Hurts are saying maybe it is time to move on from this big baby or prima donna, you never know.
Yeah, if I get like the right package, I would move on from him. But I mean, if they could obviously like find another guy, like a low budget receiver, and then build them up, because I mean, there a lot of teams are gonna run commit, like stack the box against Barkley, so it opens a lot of stuff for the younger guys and the slot receivers instead of AJ Brown.
Yeah, they still got Smith on the outside who's good. They have Goddard, who's like their best player. It seems like the Hurts checks down the Goddard all the times. I mean, listen, the Eagles are still a good team. They're the world champs. You don't count them out yet. Like I said, I think they went through the same thing last year, and they got it going toward the end of the season, and they carried it through to the playoffs. So I'm not counting the Eagles out at all.
All right, let's go to the Sunday morning game. Obviously, it was a very exciting game, high scoring. No, I'm just
The,
kidding. The Jets
what
had 10
the
passing
Bloody Mary
yards.
ball, the Bloody Mary game?
It was terrible. What was it? Jets had 10 positive passing yards.
Wow, what can you say? It's the typical Jets. The defense comes out and plays a great game, the best game of the season. Jermaine Johnson makes a huge difference, and when he came back, even Clemens had a. I mean, I was shocked how well Clemens played. Sauce played well. The whole defense played good. Special teams played great with the punts and the kickoff returns. They did a fake punt in the end of the second quarter, which leads me to one of the most horrific series I've ever seen. Here you are, you gamble, you just make the first down on that fake punt. And then I don't know what the hell you're doing. You're running, and then you let the clock just tick away. I mean, even Sean Payton said, you think they're going to throw a Hail Mary, and they didn't do anything. And then that's when Garrett Wilson got into Glenn's face heading off to the halftime, saying, like, what are you doing? So that's not a good sign. Aaron Glenn looks lost. I think he's more of a preacher than he is a coach, which is unfortunate. I saw Damian Woody and Boomer basically said the same thing. They must have talked to each other, saying the Jets offense set offenses back 50 years.
That's so bad. But when you said Aaron Glenn, he had at his press conference, he said like when there a reporter asked why wouldn't you like do anything? Why did the clock tick down at halftime? He said, "Well, we're gonna get the ball back. I really didn't know if we were gonna get the first down. Why would I give Denver a chance to get the field goal when we get the ball back?" Like I hear his point, but why not at least attempt to do something? You can draw someone off sides. Like you look at the best teams in the league and what they do, they try to nitpick things, try to get flags and try to get people to mess up and get some points. So why not try to maybe make an attempt?
Matt, I got to say, they're 0-5. Throw a Hail Mary. You never know. You may get lucky, you get a pass interference, you kick a field goal, but you're 0-5. Who cares? Throw the goddamn ball up. What is Denver going to have? 3 seconds to kick a field goal? I
Yeah.
mean, it's a joke.
I
I
just want
mean,
to touch two things before we keep going. But so if you're Aaron Glenn, right, and it's the end of the game, I really think they're tanking because Quinn Williams did not play a snap towards the end of the game. And then you have a 62-yard field goal, which today now in the NFL is not as hard as it was back then because the NFL lets you do stuff with the footballs. So why not let your kicker attempt a 62-yard field goal to go for the win? Instead, Justin Fields steps back in the pocket and takes a sack instead of throwing the ball up, maybe getting a flag somewhere or anything. He just takes a sack.
well, absolutely. And another really good point is Garrett Wilson was dealing with injury. He wasn't even on the field. So you're 4th and 8 without Garrett Wilson. That makes, in my opinion, your decision a lot easier. Kick the field goal. You miss it, you miss it. I mean, but Garrett Wilson was not on the field. He was the only guy you could throw to. And getting to Fields, I mean, he had Garrett Wilson open a few times. Surtain kind of shut him down. He shuts everybody down. The guy's the best defensive corner in the league. But the plays that he had Garrett Wilson open, he threw him behind him. And, he was twisting around. That's probably how he got hurt. I don't know. But Fields is showing he just cannot throw the ball. I mean, one pass he threw to Garrett Wilson. Kurt Warner chimed in and said he should have thrown that a lot earlier. I don't know what he's seeing out there. So, this Fields experiment is, I hate to say, it's headed in the wrong direction. I don't know how the Jets front office gave this guy $40 million. It's mind boggling. I guess Woody doesn't care about money. It's a joke.
Kurt Warner was ripping the Jets too with the passing, but if you're the head coach and you're going to the last drive and you had Tyrod Taylor, who the Bucks arguably right now is the number one team, would you agree?
Yeah, but getting back to that press conference, did you see also when it said, did you think about pulling,
Yeah,
what's
put
the
in
status on,
Tyrod.
no,
Put
what's the status with Fields? And he's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, he said, "Are you serious about that question?"
Right. So I mean, if at halftime, even David Woody said, why don't you put in Tyrod Taylor?
I
You
would have
know,
put Tyrod on the last two drives after watching Fields. His time to throw the ball was like insanely high, which is not an average quarterback should do that. I think he's still concussed. But throw in Tyrod and make it attempt because I can't watch Fields anymore if he's just going to sit in the pocket and just take hits and get positive 10 passing yards.
I mean, listen, they're playing against the best defense in the league, one of the best. I think they are the best defense in the league. Exactly. You got to spark your team. Warner kept saying no urgency. Spark the team. Sit him down. He was doing nothing, and they were just feasting on him. And I'm not saying the offensive line played well. They definitely didn't. But how many seconds can the offensive line block for you if you don't throw the ball?
Yeah, it's bad. I don't even know. I'm like if the Jets, like if you look back on like their losses, like they barely lost to Pittsburgh, who's 4-1. They barely lost to the Bucks on a field goal, who's arguably the best team in the league. Miami's a different story. That game was just horrible coaching. All these games that they've barely lost have been like one score games or just coaching and costly mistakes.
And I'm going to say something. You think with Aaron Rodgers, I think we might have won 2 or 3 games.
I think we might have won more. I don't understand. The coaching is, I really think they're tanking. Aaron Glenn is either he's delusional or he's just
He
tanking.
can't be tanking, Matt, because I mean, Woody Johnson has no patience, and he's got to try to make the Jets fan base, somewhat happy. He needs to sell season tickets. I don't know why these fans keep buying tickets every year for this crappy product, but they do. But he's got to do something, and he's getting trashed in the media. I mean, he's getting destroyed. Like we had talked about a few podcasts ago, if they lose to Miami, it's going to start going downhill fast, and it's definitely going downhill fast.
Well, their next two games, they play the Panthers and then the Bengals, and they have their bye. And if they lose to both these teams, I this team's going to explode. I
Well,
mean,
those
everyone's
no,
going to get traded. Quinn Williams is not safe anymore. The only two people, in my opinion, are safe is Sauce and Garrett, who they locked up to a long-term deal. But everyone
yeah,
else is on the trading blocks.
those poor guys. I think Brees Hall will be traded. I think that's a definite. And they said teams have been calling about Jermaine Johnson, but I don't think they're going to trade him. He's
Nah.
part of the future. When he's healthy, he's a beast. So he's one guy you definitely don't want to trade. Brees Hall makes sense because his contract runs out at the end of the year. So I would definitely look at him. But when you're looking at the draft for next year, already after 6 games, it's definitely a pretty sad season. I did look up like who the top quarterbacks are right now, which is going to definitely change. Dante Moore from Oregon, Fernando Mendoza at Indiana, Ty Simpson from Alabama. Those are 3 of Mel Kiper's top 3 right now. Then you got Lenore Sellers out of South Carolina, who's got that Jalen Hurts arm, and you have Arch Manning, the hype kid climbing fast after Texas starts clicking.
Arch will go next year though. I don't think he's going to go this year.
Yeah, I don't think so either, right? And Beck out of Miami, he looks pretty good.
I like Dante Moore, but Sellers is like more of like the Lamar, like he's more talented and gifted for like speed and like he's more of a talented quarterback.
Should have watched more of the
Effective.
Oregon Indiana game because those guys played against each other.
I love Dante Moore watching him play.
Yeah, he's the Oregon guy, right?
Yeah, he scrambles around, he slings the ball, he does everything you want to do for a quarterback.
So he's more like the Jaden Daniels type.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. That's what's going to be exciting for us for the Jets looking at the 2026 draft.
Sad to say in October.
Yeah, it's very sad. It's a joke. I mean, it really is. It's so bad. Like I was looking at Justin Fields, what he reminded me of, a longtime suffering Jet fan. In 1991, we drafted this guy Brownie Nagel, who was a big kid, kind of built like Josh Allen, big arm, big kid, athletic. Came in, played a game, started one game or 2 games. Jets thought they had the next Joe Namath. Then he just went into the tank, and they realized he couldn't read defenses or any kind of blitz packages. I wasn't the brightest bulb on the lamp, and his career lasted 20. He started 24 games in his whole career, and he was a journeyman backup quarterback. And this is what Justin Fields kind of reminds me of.
It's gonna get loud if they start trading pieces away. I think Brees is gonna go to the Chiefs. They need some running back help.
No, you know what they said was pretty interesting. I think you'd probably agree. Maybe the Chargers.
No, they have Hampton and they have the
Is
two
he,
young
is
guys.
Hampton coming back though? How
Yeah, he's on the IR. He's coming back in like 4 or 5 games.
Okay, I heard a
But they have the
rumbling
two
about
guys. One of the guys from Michigan that Harbaugh loves, and then the Vidal
Haskins.
guy,
Yeah,
Vidal
Haskins.
too,
Yeah,
also ran for 120 yards last game. I don't really think they need a running back.
yeah. I mean, like you said, Chiefs. That'd be dangerous.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Chiefs would give up cheap for him too, and the Jets would be like, all right, we'll take the pick.
I mean, that's the problem. If you Jets trade him to a playoff team, what are you getting? A high? You're getting a
Fourth.
high. Yeah, you're getting what are you, a late round draft pick? Big deal. What are you and what are you going to get it for a guy who's on the last year of his contract? So the Jets will be lucky to get a 4th or 5th round pick.
I want them to keep Garrett, Sauce, and Jermaine. Those are the three pieces that I want, but
Well,
everyone else is on the blocks.
I saw one article saying that the Jets are ruining Garrett Wilson's career.
They are. Everyone's saying that. Every news and media reporter is saying. I feel bad for Garrett Wilson. I don't want him to be in the team if he's just getting his career wasted.
Well, one guy was saying Garrett, even if he's playing, I don't know I don't think he was all that correct. He's saying like, oh, Garrett Wilson was open like all day because Surtain was giving him 15 yards.
He was. I'm not gonna lie. He was open a lot.
So I'm like, why don't you be creative? I mean, I was thinking I played football, not professional football, but how about you 5 yard, you pump fake it to him, the guy comes in and you go long. I mean, do something. But I mean, they didn't do anything, or just throw it to him, or throw a couple bombs at him. Who cares? Just keep Surtain honest. I mean, Surtain must have been laughing.
You know whose job is not safe at all is the OC. He is, in my opinion, he's more on the hot block than the defensive coordinator.
on the
What
hot
are these
seat. Yeah.
plays that he's doing? We're running the ball, and then on 3rd and 6 every play, or 3rd down, we run the ball. The Jets can't play this conservative style of like the 70s football. Like the game has changed. A lot of people sling the ball, they try to milk PI calls, or they just chuck it deep. Like a lot of it's speed and sling the ball in 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, they really should have hired Rex. I mean, Rex had what do you call it? A history with the Jets. His father, Buddy Ryan, was the Jets defensive coordinator when they won the Super Bowl in '69. He wanted to be a Jet. He took him to two AFC championship games in 2010 and 2011. Before he was, I think, let go in 2014 because I think Bowles took over in 2015. I don't Woody, again, the head of the snake is Woody, and Woody just keeps blowing it up every 4 or 5 years and making the same mistake time after time.
Yeah, Rex has been ripping him though. He said Aaron Glenn's way over his head. I think Rex should have got the job though. I really feel bad for him.
If
He's
they
like
lose another 2 games, I'm bringing in Rex. I'm saying, Aaron Glenn, you're still in the contract. I'm not eating that money. You go to defense, and
he
if you
will
can't do it,
never do that.
if you can't get this defense up to speed, I think him and Wilkes will be good defensive coordinators with Rex as the head coach.
He
And
would
then
never do that though.
Well, Rex, they said Schefter asked him on the show. I think Get Up. He basically asked him, "There's rumblings about you coming to Miami. What do you say about that?" He goes, "Hell no."
Yeah, he loves the Jets. He wants to be a Jet. His obviously what you said with his dad. He has the love for the team and he wants to see the team win. And
He
that's the type of guy you want on the team.
he bleeds green. I don't understand.
And
What do
where do you find a guy that wants to be the Jets head
I,
coach?
I don't like in the graveyard. I mean,
That doesn't want money, obviously.
exactly. I'm telling you, Matt. If he's 0-10 or 0-11, I would not be surprised if Woody does something.
I wouldn't be surprised either. And especially with the GM change, like you see the moves that he made this season, it's a lot of 1 year deals. But
Mouget, that's
but
his name, Mouget.
you can't blame the guy, but I mean the coaching, it's not what I'm saying like you blame the roster, but the coaching. The last game really showed, and the games before really showed this
Well, you know
guy
what?
can't coach.
You have a Hall of Fame quarterback in Kurt Warner just hammering you at halftime, saying there was no urgency. I don't know what the hell they were doing. He's saying he was speechless, and that's pretty bad. That's really bad. And I hope Woody Johnson was watching that because that's an embarrassment. That's a direct dig at your whole organization. Like, what is this idiot doing?
I just want to say one more thing before we move on with Aaron Glenn. If he says like one more of these comments, like we need to look at the film and take a look at it with our guys. We had a great week of practice. Is that he thinks like he's some like high standard coach, and whenever the reporters ask him a question, he always like disses them. Like I like that, but I mean, he shows nothing every week of no urgency or anything, like you said.
He thinks he's like Parcells. He's nothing like Parcells. And what did Parcells say? One of his famous phrases: "You are what your record is."
Yeah, it really shows. All right, let's move forward towards the Sunday night game, which was one of the best games, but one team did not perform, the Lions and the Chiefs. The Chiefs are still the Chiefs. They are winning the Super Bowl this year. They're my pick to win. And the Lions, I have them getting to the Super Bowl, but they did not perform in the Sunday night game.
Yeah, Andy Reid, great coach, great coach. Matt, they have a lot of talent too. They have a lot of talent, the Chiefs. So, what do you call it? I mean, they're just well run. They're a well run machine,
Yeah, they have Rashee Rice coming back this week.
and they're
And
gonna get
obviously
stronger.
and the trade rumors of trading for a running back because Mahomes does lead the team in rushing, which is kind of sad, but
Right, it's a good point you made
But he
earlier.
is having an MVP. He's slinging the ball around. He's rushing for touchdowns. I mean, in fantasy, if you want to talk like that, he's a number two quarterback. And last time he was number two or number one was when he won MVP.
Well, I think you said it best before. I mean, if they trade for Brees Hall, that'd be a great fit for them. I mean, he catches the ball out of the backfield. He runs hard. That'd be a really, really good addition to the Chiefs. And their GM is excellent too. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Hawk does go there.
Yeah, the Lions really surprised me though in that game. I mean, Jared Goff. Did you see that first touchdown where he caught the ball and then they called it? They didn't wait a second. I thought that was a little BS. They didn't get the run game going late enough. Jahmyr Gibbs had like 30 yards rushing the first drive, and then they just didn't use him. And the Chiefs defense really was back with Chris Jones sacking and flying around the backfield.
Yeah, Chris Jones is a great player. I mean, he's got a good D. I think Spagnolia is running their defense, and he has been for years. There's, like I said, they're just a well-tuned fine machine, and they basically took out St. Brown and focused it on Gibbs, and they know what they're doing.
Spags was one of the guys the Jets were going to hire as their coach.
I would take Mickey Mouse as the head coach right now.
It's so bad though. What were
Let
your
him
thoughts
fly.
on Jared Goff? Did you think he had a decent game, or the Lions just didn't play up to par?
I think it's a combination. He didn't play great, but also give credit to the Chiefs defense and Spagnuolo.
But did you see that at the end of the game, the scuffle that happened with Brian Branch punched the guy
Yeah,
in the face?
I was in La La Land then by then, but I saw the replay of it. What did Mahomes went over to shake his hand
Yeah, he was heated
and
with
pushed him
Juju. Him
away?
and him and Juju were fighting the whole game, and then at the end of the game, I guess they got into like an argument, and then he rocked him in the face, and he started bleeding.
Well, they showed a play earlier in the game. I guess Juju nailed him on a block.
Yep,
I guess maybe he thought was cheap, but still, you don't do that. Well, he's going to get fined or suspended.
he got suspended one game, but he said after the game it was stupid and childish of me.
Yeah, in the heat of the moment, whatever. I mean, the game was over. The guy's an idiot. He should have just walked away. A very bad move.
Let's go towards the other primetime games. Stay in the division of the Jets. The Bills got pummeled by Bijan and the Falcons.
Love Bijan. That's my boy. Bijan Robinson. You see
Yeah,
that
that.
81-yard touchdown
Mm-hmm.
around the right side?
Yeah, he's a freak of nature. I mean, he was a top five pick out of
Oh,
Texas.
I'm very happy. With my second pick overall in my fantasy, taking Bijan.
He's a beast. They give it to him. If he ever got hurt, that team would have
I got.
no offense.
I have Algier as my backup.
But that offense runs all around him. He's motioning. He's running out of the backfield. He's
He's
catching
so good.
balls.
Well, that's what makes him so special. He's so good as a receiver. He's got great hands. He runs good routes. He's the total package.
He also frees up a lot of the stuff for Drake London to go off. Drake London had an enormous game of 32 points,
Yeah,
and Kyle Pitts is there too, another talented
they got a lot of
top
talent
corner.
on Atlanta, and plus their defense is good. They were beating up on Josh Allen pretty much all game.
They do also have a top. I was looking at a top five offensive line, so no wonder Bijan's running for 100 plus yards a game.
Well, that's one of the reasons I took them in fantasy. They got a good offensive line, plus they have a very good schedule this year.
Falcons are a big sleeper team.
And the Bills. That's 2 games in a row the Bills lost, right?
Yep, heading into the bye week, 2 games, and Josh Allen does not look like MVP Josh Allen.
Did he get hurt in that game?
No, he just threw two stupid picks. One of them was deflected, but
I saw him laying on the ground holding his arm. Maybe he just got dinged up a little bit.
yeah, he's a bye week. He'll be fine, but hopefully they can turn it around. I love Josh Allen. Hope the best for him.
Well, they had Kincaid out.
Yeah, Kincaid was out, but the backup tight end did catch a touchdown.
Knox,
Knox.
yeah, Knox is good, but they lost Diggs. Diggs was a big loss for them.
I would say Keon Coleman, the guy out of Florida State, he had a big like first half of this year, like the first half of the games. In the last 3 games, he's done nothing.
That's what I'm saying. They don't have a lot of talent at receiver, do they? I mean, I don't see they're oozing with wide receiver talent,
It's like
in
Shakir
Buffalo.
and Coleman and
And
Kincaid.
Shakir's okay. He's nothing special, I don't
Yeah, he's
think.
like your go-to slot guy on third down.
Right. So I mean, like I said, losing Diggs definitely hurt. I mean, he had good chemistry with Josh Allen. So, and look at what New England's doing. They keep winning. They won in New Orleans.
Yeah, they're in first place right now because they beat the Bills.
Wow, that's a quick turnaround for the Patriots.
You
Huh?
know
There's no,
that one word coaching.
yeah. There you go. And how about organization?
Yeah, the Patriots are the real deal with Drake
Yeah,
May. I
it's a
don't
good
think
pick.
Drake May like obviously he played the Saints. The Saints aren't that good. He's making good throws, but let's see how it moves forward. If he moves forward, I'll take back everything I said that he's not a
Well, there you
college
go, Matt.
quarterback.
There you go. If you pick the right quarterback early in the drafts and he pans out, it really
But they're
helps your.
sched they're scheduled. I'm not gonna lie, they're scheduled. They played the Saints and the Panthers back to back
They're
weeks.
still good. They're still a good
I
team.
agree. I agree.
And like I said, if you hit on your quarterback early, like hopefully the Giants did, it's still early with Dart, but if you hit on early with May or Jaden Daniels and guys like that, it sets up your franchise and gets you going very quickly.
He gets a team going too.
Do you have any confidence the Jets could do it?
Depends who they draft at quarterback. And you know the Jets, they can't develop anyone. So
Yeah,
just see. You gotta wait and see. It's a
they are
waiting game.
they are a graveyard for quarterbacks.
One quarterback in the past 60
Well,
years.
Sanchez is pretty good until they took him to championship games and lost both of them to the Colts and to the Ravens. But he was doing great until he had that butt fumble in New England, or actually, I think it was at the Meadowlands. That was the end
Yeah,
of his,
but
and that was the end of his career.
when has a guy ever brought a team to 2 championship games back to back? I mean, that's a big step. I mean, they had a great defense, great team. They had one of the best corners of all time. And let's go to the other game. It was the Bears and the Commanders. Obviously, Jane Daniels lost the game on that fumble. handoff. It was pouring rain. He slipped up on the ball. Ball flew out, and then the Bears recovered it, kicked the game-winning field goal with Jake Moody, who they signed from the 49ers.
Well, you know what, Matt? How about this? It looks like the Bears got the right coach from Detroit,
Well, they did
right?
also. Caleb Williams also looks pretty good. He's not
But I'm
like
just,
a
uh,
polished number like a top 10 quarterback. You can see that he's more disciplined in the way he's throwing the ball. He's taking his reads, and they have like a lot of good things going for him. They fixed the whole offensive line around him.
yeah, but there you go. The Jets take the defensive coordinator where they should have went after the offensive coordinator, and is doing a hell of a lot better job than freaking Glenn.
I think if they go this year, they're gonna like if they fire Glenn and they get a number one quarterback, you go towards a guy like an offensive minded guy like Rex will hire. Remember when Rex was the coach? They had Schottenheimer, the
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys coach. He was an
Yep.
offensive guy too, and that's why they went there. So Mark Sanchez is a rookie, and he took the next step.
Yeah, right. Rex will be smart. He'll hire the hot, good. And don't forget, Rex has a lot of good connections in the NFL. He knows everybody. So Rex would definitely put in the right offensive coordinator where he can concentrate on the defense.
Yeah, so you can see Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams also too. He's scrambling around. He looks like back to what he was in college.
No, they're going in the right direction. They had a rough start, but it seems like they're turning the ship around. So that's going to be a good team in the future.
Also, Jaden Daniels, a lot of people were saying like with this knee injury, it's like the same thing with they don't want it to be the same thing like RG3 where he hurt his knee and then it was just like keep on coming back. But I mean he didn't really throw anything bad.
Well, they got McLaurin out too. That hurts them big time.
But their defense didn't perform, but I mean losing to a field goal is a tough loss on the fumble.
Well, the running back made a crucial fumble too early
No,
on,
it was
right?
Jaden Daniels. He slipped up on the handoff and then he like the ball slipped out of his hands as he was handing off, so he like threw it to him basically.
But didn't the running back fumble too early?
I don't think he did. I'm not sure on that. I wasn't
Yeah, he had
watching
one
that game.
fumble.
Well,
It
there
was
you
listen.
go.
It was a tough rainy day, rainy night, whatever. So it wasn't the greatest conditions to play football in, but whatever.
I think the Commanders will bounce back though. They have a lot of key additions, and they made it to the NFC Championship game.
Oh, absolutely. They'll be back. Daniels is a good quarterback, and they got a good
Yeah,
team. They're well run and they're well coached.
QB of the future, Jaden Daniels.
Yes,
All right, let's move forward towards hockey. A lot of drama is going on in New York. Both teams are 0 and 3, but the Rangers are the first team to go 0 and 3 with shutouts.
at home.
That's bad. You want to get into that?
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I didn't see like I'm not too optimistic for either team this year. I think they're both going to battle for a wild card spot. I think the Rangers have a better chance of making the playoffs than the Islanders. I mean, the Islanders are off to an 0-3 start, and they play Edmonton tonight, so another tough game. But thinking about the Islanders roster moving forward, they're an older roster. They have a lot of 30-plus players there, like Lee and Pajot and Mayfield. Duclair's 30, Palmieri. So they're an older squad. I think Pellich and Pulak are close to 30. Rorkin's almost 30. So you know what? I mean, Luce should have started taking some of the core away. I mean, he took Nelson and traded him, but he should have tried to trade Pajot last year. He could have traded Lee. He could have traded Mayfield. Actually, he couldn't have traded Mayfield. Mayfield has a no trade clause until 2026 to like 18 teams. I did some research on that, so that bodes well for the Islanders moving forward. Because I think what's going to happen with them is that by the trading deadline in March, they're going to be out of the playoff picture, and I think he's going to blow this whole thing up.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do. Obviously, we want the Islanders to do well, but like you said, they're getting old, and they need to make some moves to put some talent around Schaefer, who's been unbelievable. He had a
Well,
goal.
yep. I mean, Matt, that's the only, I would say on the Islanders, and I'm being honest, the only untouchable guy is Schaefer. I mean, maybe Barzell, but
And
Barzell's 28.
Sorokin too.
Sorokin is not playing that great, and
I mean, he's getting shelled. He's getting shelled. You have to admit.
I would probably keep Sorokin. You can't trade everybody. Sorokin, Barzell, and Schaefer, and build with those three guys. I mean,
Exactly.
and even Bo Horvath is over 30. I think he'd be a good trading chip at the deadline.
Would you entire like if some team offered like a huge package for Barzell, would you get rid of him?
Yes, I would. If they
He
get
hasn't
blown away,
performed.
You know what? He's a good player. He gets hurt a lot. He's very offensive. He's not the greatest defensive player, but he's a good playmaker. But like I said, I wouldn't be looking to trade. But if someone offered me a really great package, I would definitely trade him. Like I said, I'm thinking in my head. I even Sorokin's available. If you get the right deal, the only guy I'm keeping is Schaefer. I'm building the whole team around Schaefer.
Yeah, he's a beast.
He's going to be good.
He's a playmaker. I was watching on their power play too. Also, when has their power play ever looked this good? Is it the new guy they hired?
Yes, they got a pretty decent coaching bench there. What do you call that Waugh put together? Some real experienced guys. I think one guy's from Colorado. I'm sure who Waugh knew. But yeah, I mean, Schaefer played 26 minutes in his first game, which I think is an NHL record.
He's also 17. He turns 18 this month.
It's crazy. He's that's the guy you kind of reminds me of a younger Victor Hedman. I mean, Hedman's more Schaefer is a better skater than Hedman, but
A lot
Hedman's
smaller too.
I said Hedman's a lot bigger than him. Played a more physical game, but this kid's only 18. He's going to fill out. Start feeding him some French fries and steaks and get him going. Milkshakes.
Yeah, really get him to put some weight on. All right, let's shift our focus towards baseball, getting towards the World Series. You had the Dodgers taking a 2-0 lead. Yamamoto threw an absolute gem last night. He threw 9 innings the whole
Wow,
game.
yeah, you very rarely see that in baseball. I mean, you're more the guru in baseball than I am, and I basically said before the playoffs started, I like the Dodgers. That's not really going off on a limb, but they're looking pretty good.
But the Dodgers, he also threw a home run. He gave up a first pitch home run, Yamamoto, and then after that, he was just lights out.
Yeah, the Dodgers got a good team. My boy Freeman won it for them the day before, right?
Yeah, well, there was one pitch on the game, the first game. It was bases loaded, 3-2 pitch. The guy threw an inside pitch to him, and the guy like extended out to not get hit. But if he got hit by the pitch, they would have tied the game.
What do you think about Mariners and the Blue Jays?
I think the Mariners are just the best team. They have the big dumper, Cal Riley, who's a beast, and then they just have like a complete team. They traded for guys at the deadline. They got Suarez and a bunch of guys, and they went all in. And they really did more than the Mets that we like. They just got two guys. They didn't really bulk up. And I think it's gonna be Mariners Dodgers, but I think the Dodgers are gonna win the next three World Series after watching that game.
And so you think that would probably be a good matchup, right? Mariners against the
Yeah, it's
Dodgers.
gonna be unbelievable, especially
That'd
with
be
the pitching the Dodgers have. They got healthy at the right time.
Obatani.
He's so good.
He is really good. Yeah, the Dodgers have got a good organization out there. They always seem to do well.
I think they're gonna win the next three World Series, especially with all the pitchers, and then the young guys are gonna come in because a lot of the good guys are from Japan and they want to be close to home. And a lot of guys see the Dodgers winning, be like, "Oh, I want to go with the Dodgers."
What's your take on the Mets and the Yankees moving forward next year?
I think the Yankees and the Mets would be fine, but the Mets they decided that they're gonna try to trade for Scooble, the guy on the Tigers, but you're gonna
Wow.
have to give up a lot to get that guy.
Yeah, I can see the Mets making they're going to have to make some major moves. I mean, they got to add right for pitching, right?
And Pete Alonso wants 7 years.
He's gone.
But if I think if the Mets don't bring Diaz back, that's terrible. You have to bring Diaz back.
I would bring Diaz back if Alonso gets a crazy offer. You got to let Alonso go. I mean, but I would keep
They have
Diaz.
prospects. They have Jet Williams on their team, who is one of the best prospects in the league, and then they have the young pitchers who did well last year. But I mean, if they're gonna try to trade for Scooble, you're probably gonna have to give up Jet Williams, maybe either Jonah Tong and Beatty and Peterson. It's a lot. This guy is
Wow.
one of the best in the league.
I would keep Diaz and go for that guy and let Alonso head back
You
into
wouldn't sign Pete?
the polar bear. I'd send him back out to the Antarctic.
I mean, he is a guy that he hit the best in the team last year. You kind of need him. I mean, there was
I
looking
don't
at
think
the
he wants to be
valuation.
here though, right? I
I
don't
was
think
looking at the valuation. No, he wants money in long term. He wants 7 years,
right. So some teams gonna
120 plus.
look at watch it out for the Yankees signing him.
No, they won't sign him. They have guys to play first base.
You don't think so?
No, no, I don't think they will. I think the Mets are,
Phillies?
the Phillies are in trouble. They're going to implode. They have a lot of guys on contracts, and Schwarber is gone after this year, and their bullpen is terrible.
Well, we'll see what happens. When's the
Yeah.
next game?
For the
Tonight?
Dodgers,
Right.
I think it's either today or tomorrow.
Is it a
I think
travel
they get a
day?
day off too because it's like alternates. I think the Mariners play today.
Right.
So and then the Dodgers will play the next day because they're traveling back to LA.
So I guess we'll be talking next week about the Jets Carolina game.
We'll see you next week. Jets 0-7. Shake and bake signing off.
Shake and bake.